Hello YouTube, Zach the Fiend Aconite here. I hope you all had an amazing Halloween. I know I sure as holy hell did. It's been a while since I've done sort of a, I guess you could argue this is a coaching video of sorts, regarding the goth subculture, because I really did miss doing these, although not as much as I miss doing horror props, of course. They're both fun as shit to do, but you actually feel like you're learning something when you watch these. Unless you're one of those, you know, you like skim the first 40 seconds or whatever of my content, which it happens a lot. I tend to digress, kind of like now. But on to the topic. And this answer may actually surprise you. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people wonder, oh, hey, I hear a lot of elitists all saying that, oh, you're only as goth as the music you listen to, which is not wrong. It's a fucking music-based subculture. Get with the times. Okay, but the trouble is, people think that it's the only genre you should be listening to, and the harsh truth of the matter is that it's not. We're a subculture, not a counterculture. If your whole deal is that you think we look the way... I didn't even do anything too extreme right now. I'm wearing a coat that I added fake fur to the collar of. I mean, my nail polish is almost entirely gone. Do you think any of this is for the sake of rebellion? Because lately, all it takes to piss anyone off is... It used to be saying that God isn't real, but these days it's that there's only two genders. And I get both of those haters on this channel all the time. Don't think for a minute that I'm some elitist overlord. What do they call me? They called me an incel on Gothic Amino just because I think simping is wrong. Yeah, it's not a conjectural fucking guesswork type game, okay? This isn't some mental spectrum or whatever the hell. You're either gothy or not, and the only way to tell is through music. So maybe, instead of being an opinionated, self-entitled mook who gets their titties in a twist whenever somebody mentions that goth is music-based, and that, moreover, you shouldn't be judging musicians themselves based on solely how they dress. Like, dude, it's all about sound. The key is sound. There is a very distinctive reverb, baritone type deal to goth as a genre. And I love how people, you'll know an elitist when you see one, okay? There's real elitists out there. Don't think that just because goth is music-based that everyone who claims this is an elitist. Because, surprise, surprise, real elitists are the dumb cunts who think that goth is only as goth as Joy Division or the Sisters of Mercy or all those bands from back when I was even an inch in my father's pants. So how did this happen? Because that music video came out like 4 months ago as I'm making this. So yeah, don't think for a minute that just because, oh, hey, goth is, music-based. All the older bands, most of the older bands are still making work to this day. They're still doing the whole rise and grind type deal. You won't find any quiet quitters around here. That's a promise. She knows what I'm talking about. I honestly hope that my audio picked it up. You okay, Lena? It's my cat. She's chirping. Window kitty. Anyway, so yeah, by all means, brand me an elitist. I honestly don't fucking care. If anything, goth needs more elitism. Even if we don't have, even if we're not actual gatekeepers, we at least know the path, the password to get through the gate. You don't have to, this isn't some stupid dress-up game where you have to be wearing safety pins the size of your hand. You could just as easily do your research on who Peter Murphy is. Not that I wager he's in many goths' good graces these days. I think people are liking Andrew Eldritch a little more, but yeah. If you like, please like. Feel free to share obscure little thoughts in the comments below, as well as to share the video itself. Subscribe if you wish to see more. Don't forget to hit the bell if you do. And as always, thank you so very much for watching. And I love you all.